Hello everybody and welcome back. We're a little bit angled up there today. How is everybody's Friday going? Our music's a little bit quiet today. We do in fact have a cricket on stream with us today. Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. Thought we did. Here we go. Hello. Joining us today, hanging out, looking pretty dapper. Hello! Shout out to the Adratica guilds today. They are helping sponsor our giveaway today. They've given us a Gen 3 Epic Engineering Bay for a giveaway. Cat's name is Cricket. Welcome, Steph, Deegan, EOD, XORS, RDG, Magic Mike, Mark. How's everybody doing? What are people up to on this fine weekend? We are getting back to basics today. Diving in on sort of our everyday activity, seeing what we've got going on. Turning up our music a scooch there. There we go. How do we grow sprouts? Sure, we can dive in. So yeah, a bunch of this stuff today is going to be, if you've got like basic questions, you want to know what tasks we're doing, where we're going, what's going on, we can jump in on all that. We'll move Cricket up there just a little bit. She's taking up a lot of the screen. So over in our greenhouses is the first thing we'll have a look at. Over on the marketplace, you'll pick up some sprout seeds. Then you'll head over to a greenhouse that you've put down on a plot. And you'll go find planting sprouts. You'll see that I don't currently have any seeds. And this also requires that we have not turned our greenhouse into a seed sowing greenhouse, so we don't have to worry about this guy up at the top. Hey, Tanjimon, welcome, welcome. We're just looking at some basics today. Planting those sprouts, they'll grow pretty quickly, a little over an hour there. Takes some water, takes some power, a little bit of soil, and will give us some food. Life Science Family will gladly sell you seeds on the market. Yeah, so at the very basic level, you're going to be acquiring a lot of these things from the marketplace. So as a new player coming into the game, you're going to want to look at, say, you come up with a personal goal and you say, I want to grow my own food. Great, awesome. You're going to pick a type of food to start growing, such as sprouts, and you're going to start diving into all those different chains. So you might be buying water and power and all of these inputs on the marketplace, or you could dive into each of them and figure out how to acquire all of them. Most of our buildings are going to require power, so we might want to invest in some solar panels pretty early. Hello, Match. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Navigator. Welcome on in. So if we're picking up some solar panels, these are pretty straightforward. Just takes us a little bit of stamina, and we can turn those empty power cells into full power cells. Oh boy. There we go. Just dialing in on our music levels today. So we can acquire those empty power cells from scavenging. We can buy them on the marketplace. And once they're full power cells, we can head over to the greenhouse that we're talking about and recharge it with those power cells to get some power into our building. Once we have that power in our building, we can look at planting our sprouts. We would have to buy some water from the marketplace, buy the sprout seeds, and buy the soil. And that would let us start growing the food. There's a small chance that your sprout seeds will come back if we're growing these. Hello, Distant. Welcome, welcome. It's a lot of land in the middle that's not part of your settlement. Yeah, I've been meaning to add this, but I have a few extra steps I need to follow. Hey, Koopy Bread, welcome. Yeah, so if you're someone who wants to get into growing your own food and doing a lot more of this, you may consider investing in a seed sowing kit. So over in your greenhouse, once you level it up all the way, you could install a seed sowing kit. This one, I do not have one to show. I can go grab one and show what this would look like. So if we want to go buy a seed sowing kit, because we're going to really get into life science and really like make our own seeds and keep going. We'll pick up our seed sowing kit, we'll head over to our greenhouse, and we can look at what this task would do. So we could install this kit into our greenhouse. Takes a couple tools, a little bit of stamina, and after we do, we are able to sow seeds in that greenhouse. So those sprout seeds that we were looking at before, this is a much more involved task, but basically we acquire a whole bunch of sprout seeds, and we keep sowing them in the greenhouse, and eventually we'll come out ahead with a lot more sprout seeds than we started with. Cheese, with the eviction, yeah, so you can always remove your seed sowing kit as well. So down on the bottom, we could remove this. With the expected incoming new people, should I make some videos about the market, economy, taxes, or do you have some of those? We have some tutorials to point people to. You're always welcome to make more material, though. Particularly if you want to explain some of the basics, especially in like the current climate, because maybe some of the videos are like very out of date with prices, right? Hello, Moorcox, welcome. Any ideas what the next aeronautics steps are coming? Aerospace has a few more buildings coming. We already know what they are because we have schematics for them. But also welcome, Digital Wisdom. If we head to aerospace, the tab, and we tab along here, we can see this. 1 minute. Just a little bit of a cough today, my apologies. So Velociraptor engine is one of the things. We already have rocket fuel factories. Launch pads will be coming. And there's a handful of other buildings. We know there's 7 total. We currently have 4 available. So some other aerospace buildings will be coming, and we can see 2 of the 4 here. Velociraptor engine factory and our launch pad. A cat. Yes, Arthur, this is our cat, Cricket. Cricket is a pretty lively cat most of the time. It's pretty rare for her to be passive, so she doesn't usually get to appear on stream. Just when she's hanging out and being friendly and not too obnoxious. And yeah, it's a rare day when she's actually just laying there. She looks angry. That's because I just woke her up. Wanted her to look at the camera. Building our hopper in the CAD. So we build our hoppers, I believe in the, maybe in the hangar, maybe in the, some of the aerospace buildings for sure. When beavers, whenever you make them, or whenever Arthur makes them in the GDE. Alright, digging around into some other basics. So, lots of us have done lots of these things, but we know we have an influx of new players coming, so we're going to be looking at some of our basic stuff. So one of our other basic buildings is our water filter. We saw that growing our sprouts over here also required water. So one of our basic actions that lots of new players will do a fair bit of, especially in the tutorial, you'll start scavenging. And when you're scavenging, there's a good chance that you will dig up some ice and regolith as you go. And we're just slamming that button a little bit too quickly. But eventually we will get some ice from scavenging. And once we have a little bit of ice, we can take that ice to our water filter, and we can look at filtering that water. So we'll use that power that we got from our solar panels, as well as a little bit of ice, some stamina, and it'll spit out some water for us to drink. What are all those tools, and where could I possibly get some? Moorcox. It's not self-advertising, right? So we've been looking at basic tasks. These ones don't require any tools just yet. So planting all of our things doesn't require. Where did our things go? Am I blind? Yeah, plant sprouts. Okay. Planting sprouts doesn't require any tools. It's a basic task. Filtering water is a basic task. It doesn't require any tools or any levels. As you start getting into more complex tasks, you'll need to level up. You'll need to acquire some tools. But we don't need to worry about all of that just yet. We can focus on our basic tasks of getting ourselves food and water to keep ourselves alive on Mars. With our food and water, we're able to go and take these snack, meal, and feast actions, which will consume food and water and give us some stamina and waste. So that stamina is what's going into all your tasks every day. It sure would be nice if there was a vending machine on Mars. Yeah, we can talk about it. How do you think beer recipes will be back in the game from Oktoberfest? I'm not personally working on them, but you could ask around. You could. So here's the thing with basically anything now is you want something to get worked on or be reintroduced or be brought to the top of the pile. Just ask any of the people who have GDE access. You can even, I don't know if everybody can tag them in the Discord, but make friends with some of those people. So some other basics. We have looked at how to get power, how to get water. Those are both pretty straightforward. Use your solar panels to get power. Use your water filter to get water. Use your greenhouse to get food. So that's most of our initial steps there. But if we're looking at our sprouts and we looked at how to get stamina after we eat our power, eat our water and food. So we know how to get stamina, we know how to get water, we know how to get power. Sprout seeds we're either buying on the market or we're sowing them ourselves. So the last thing we'll look at is how to acquire soil. And acquiring soil is going to be a little bit more complicated. I'm not a soil guy myself. And if you're looking at some older videos and you're not sure, it was in the CAD once upon a time. And soil is now acquired in the composter. So there's a lot of tasks going on in the composter. Yeah, we're getting to tools. We're just going a step at a time, Moorcox. We want to look at all the ways that we can make our sprouts ourselves before we start diving into any of the higher level tasks. So we head to a composter, and we're going to fill it with some power, and we're going to fill it with some bio waste. So all these things here we actually already know how to acquire. We know how to get stamina, we know how to get power. When we get water from our water filter, and we actually get our waste from eating food ourselves. And regolith we are getting from when we're doing our scavenging. So we put some bio waste into our composter. And this bio waste will slowly be used every day. It will accumulate some moisture and it will increase our soil storage. So over time, we can actually withdraw soil from our composter. And it is at this point that we may require tools to start doing some of our tasks, even if they're relatively basic tasks. We'll talk about leveling here in just a minute, because leveling is going to be a whole other thing. So, Dracon chimes in with, be careful because composter is not currently profitable. So, something to talk about is acquiring all these items yourself means that you're avoiding the 5% market fees on everything all the way through your production chains. The more that you buy and sell things from the market, the more that you're going to spend Dusk on market fees and not profit from doing the whole chain yourself. Some tasks are incredibly profitable because there's not many people doing them, or they require high levels. But some of these basics, it's good to just get your whole production chain figured out yourself, so that you don't have to rely on market fluctuations and prices. And yes, there are other people chiming in who say, yes, composter is absolutely profitable. So, you know, do your own math, make your spreadsheets, and figure out what's going on that's going well for you. We will look at how to acquire tools and how to acquire levels. I think it's mandatory whenever your pet stretches that you say, big stretch. Right? Hey, Cricket. Whoa. Ah! Ah! Okay. Uh-huh. There we go. Uh-huh. She's very curious. Okay, so we can dig into where to get tools next and then how to level up some stuff. Yeah, she does tend to knock over the webcam because she doesn't like it being right up in her business. But next thing we are looking at is tools and how to acquire them. So, you can head to the marketplace. You can search for tools. And specifically, I guess we're looking for life science tools. So we can search for those. So we can see we have all these different rarities of life science tools. We can look at when they were sold. And we can divide this price by the amount of tools in this pack. It's not going to be super clear to us right away how many are in here until we actually buy and try to open one. But one of the things I highly recommend is that we head over to the wiki. And we make our way to the search function, and we're going to go look for tools. And the tools page will actually tell us how many things are in each rarity. There's also a function on the Discord that'll do the same thing. But then we can do the math, where we say there's 50 tools in a novice pack, and we can divide that 50 by 75, or divide the 75 by 50, and we can work out how much each tool costs in each pack. Yeah, we could also match. That's a pretty solid solution. Yeah, you can check on the Discord. You can check on the wiki. A couple different places. So yeah, you can also try and open them in your inventory and find out that way, but then you would have to buy them first. So, we have all our prices here, and we know we can work out how much a tool costs. And we can see here that a life science tool at a novice level is going to cost us 75 divided by 50 tools is about 1.5 Dusk per life science tool here on the market. However, if someone, Moorcox, can you drop us a link to a vending machine of yours in the chat, and we'll go have a look. So some players have been making tools and selling them in vending machines. So you'll go and you'll find either a settlement like this or a plot with a little habitat symbol like this. I won't have time to do it today, but if any other GDE editor wants to, you can go for it. Whoa, okay. There we go. Ah, yes. We can also rename any of our buildings, so you're welcome to name name your buildings whatever you want. Looks like Mars Mart has been named over here. And is this going to be an excellent example? It is, because we can see the life science tools that are in this vending machine do cost less than what we would have paid on the market. Building renames aren't super new. But yes, Mars Mart materials and more. But yeah, perfect example here. So we could come down here and we could look for, say, we need to go to withdraw, and we could either take out a whole batch of tools. If we want like 50 life science tools, we can see we'll pay that 1.4. Or if we just want to grab 5 tools because we want to see how the composter works and don't want to invest in a huge pack, we could grab those tools for just 7 Dusk instead. So easy way for us to get our life science tools. We could also find somebody who has a settlement and we could join that settlement. It looks like there's 2 people living in this settlement right now. We can even go see who these 2 people are. And we could reach out to the owner. And we could say, hey, can you please let us into your settlement so that we can buy your tools and then we can come here all the time. Because it's much easier to go to your settlement after you've joined one by clicking on this settlement finder button in the bottom and clicking on my settlement after you've joined one. Yeah. So there are a ton of other vending machines from a lot of other people. You can explore different prices and poke around to the different ones. I believe some settlements may even offer free tools. We can show this as an example in our settlement. Say we have a building like this solar panel. And our current rent is actually 0.1. But we could adjust this and say it is free for anybody to use. And then we could go set this to the settlement in question. We look at our solar panels. And we look at legendary. And we can see this is the zero. Where's our 0 dusk per hour? The one we just set. Well, regardless, we can just pick one and talk about it. So we could take this one. We could say it actually costs 0 per hour to rent. We could tag roles for these buildings. So we could actually say it requires a higher membership level in order to use that building. So we could basically create levels within our settlement where we say, oh yeah, you can have free tools from this vending machine, but only if you've already acquired this level of membership. So we move people up along the levels of membership if they've been around for a while, or we build integration that way within our settlement. We'll tick this back up here because we don't mind people renting our stuff, but I think people renting things for free is probably not the way to go. So yeah, poking around a few other things that we have going on. We'll start some more charging power cells here. We've got lots of stamina kicking around on some of our martisans. Lots of things going on there. And obviously lots of things to explore, but for a new player following along our path, we now have figured out how to... Oh, yeah, we broke our vending machine. Or we broke our composter there. Converted all our bio waste into soil storage and absolutely tanked our moisture. And this is why we haven't touched this one. Whoops. Yeah, so one of the ways we could fix it is to scrub all the moisture with a life science signet. We could ask someone with 100 life science to please fix this for us. We're not going to do that. we're going to go and talk about how to level up our life science. So another building we can go explore is after we've done some of those basic life science tasks. We've filtered some water, we grew some sprout seeds, we've gained a little bit of life science experience. We will go over and look at how to level it up in a training hall. This isn't a good example because I've already maxed out life science leveling, but you'll have a task here that will say, train your life science to level 1. And at level 1, it will not take any research, it will just take a bit of stamina and a bit of dusk to go from level 1 to level 5. Once we're going above level 5, we'll need to start getting some research papers, which we get from libraries, but you could train any skill up to level 5 without having to worry about any of that. Oh yeah, good call, Moorcock. We can definitely show this. So we can plug somebody in here and we can see if we had enough life science experience at level 1, it would just cost us a stamina and some dusk to train from level 1 to level 2. So you can do all the way up to level 5 without requiring anything there. And if we have a look at, say, let's look at someone who's a lower level of chemistry, yeah, like 10 chemistry here. We can see that once we're reaching levels above 5, we're going to need novice papers of the relevant skill to keep leveling up. And you'll need novice papers all the way up to level 25. If you want to start getting into higher level training, you can relatively cheaply make your way up to 25, 50, and then it sort of gets exponentially more expensive to go from level to level. Yes, we can talk a little bit about them, but Martisans are an excellent way to get a lot of extra stamina for if you have a really large settlement and you need a lot of stamina to run a lot of buildings. You can see we trained all the Martisans to level 50 electrical so they can all do all the power cells. We should be collecting glitter from all our Martisans on a regular basis, as well as collecting all our dusk. Yeah, until you have to sell a kidney for a master level. Yes, so you can train 2 skills over 100 and one of those 2 skills over 150. Training to those levels becomes incredibly expensive. This 140, anything over 100, this gets into really, really expensive territory. But you can see the reason life science didn't show up for us, as well as chemistry, we can only have 2 skills over 100, so once we have other skills up to 99, they can no longer be leveled. So, the next question, obviously, that people follow up with there is when can we train to 150, because that's what chat is curious about. I don't think lower level players or newer players are really worried about training their skills to level 150. But to answer the chat, it's just not the highest priority until we have more things to do at those levels. I think we also have some rover missions. No, these are still about a couple weeks out. Okay, so we've looked at how to train your life science up to level 10. Once we get that life science up to level 10, we'll be able to start pulling this soil out of our composters so that we can fully do our food growing tasks ourselves. Hey, Jeff, it's all good. We're mostly talking about some new player stuff today. Martisans use their own professions, or can they use your... So, Martisans have their own profession sets. They're tied to their own skills, and you have to level them up separately. Do I see this right? Did you acquire more lands beneath your settlement? This whole blob is somebody else's settlement. I do have like one land down here somewhere, and I do have a blob of land right here that I do need to name at some point. Ah, yes. Any new players who are joining that want to join the Discord, we can absolutely teach them. Here are our meme templates. Feel free to go wild and make all your own memes. I think that's what being part of a community is, right? So some of the other basics that we're doing. So me personally, I am working on training my mining. It requires no skill to smelt silicon crystals. So, some easy mining XP for not too much expense. So that's what we've been doing. Yeah, Jumpgate chiming in there. Get it featured on social media. If you make fun memes that are engaging, we're happy to share them over on our Twitter. Absolutely put them on the Discord. Make your way to the Reddit. How many people in Twitch chat know that we have a Reddit? We have, we're posting some of the same memes over there, getting that community going. You can come over there and hang out with Jumpgate and I. The blob beneath the Gelbo. Ah, yes. This thing? This was acquired a little while ago. I don't think there's anything on any of these plots. I think they're all just empty. But, yeah, a bunch of land here that eventually will get added in when I come up with a name for it. Didn't know? Yeah, make your way over to the Reddit. We have a subreddit. We recently started actually hanging out over there again. The high cost for mining is the research papers. Yeah, so when you start to level up your skills past level 5, like we were saying, you'll have to head to a library and start studying the different skills. All of the 100 level tasks here are available all the time. So you can basically gain novice research at any time. And as you make your way up to higher levels of different skills, for example, we've got 50 or higher life science, we can do the higher life science skill here, which gives us more papers and high chances at higher rarity papers. We need research papers regularly, which we can acquire by using stamina, power, paper, and vibes to get us some research papers. Alternatively, we can head to our bookshelf, and if we have a bunch of chapters, we can claim them here. You can acquire chapters over on Atomic Hub or Nufty Blocks, or ideally just in-game in the shop. So you head to shop, you can head to chapters down here, and you can just purchase any chapters. Once you own all 13, you can claim research papers every day. You can buy those chapters for Dusk or Wax or Solana right now, with potentially more options available in the future. And definitely check out the chapters, read your way through them. If you're more of a listener and not a reader, the first 3, I believe, we have read through and are available on YouTube to listen to. I don't think we've made our way past that just yet. 4 is where we left off. But we've had a lot to talk about on stream, so we haven't been able to do too many more voiceovers or audio readings since that last one. Let me ask, any plans for a global rent view like we have inside the settlement, but for all of Mars? Not that I'm aware of, but that doesn't mean it couldn't be something that could be coming. It was 2 specializations you can have. Yes. So for specializations, you can see 2 master specializations and eventually 1 artisan, but artisan is not currently available. When you get to that level 100, you'll be able to claim 1 master signet every 3 days, and they are on the same cooldown, so you do have to pick between the 2 skills that you have acquired. But some other sort of basic stuff. So we know how to acquire our soil, we know how to grow our own food, we know how to get our own water. We can also look at making our own tools once we get to a higher level, so in our greenhouse. we can see all the things that go into making apprentice tools, which will give us 75 tools. And a lot of these things you will acquire just from scavenging over time. So that regolith, the metis, we know how to get our water and our soil. You want Pet the Cat. Yes, and a bunch of chapters are available just to read on the blog if you don't want to purchase in-game right away. Yeah. Okay, we'll pet the cat, but it didn't go well last time. Hey? Hi. Oh, hi. There you go. She likes to hang out with her mouth open when you scratch her head. Alright. Making our way through some other basic buildings. So we've talked about most of our core buildings there, right? Our water filter, our greenhouse. We talked about composter to acquire soil, and our solar panels to acquire power cells. So from here, you really have like the whole world to explore. I would then decide on a skill that you think is interesting to you, and you're going to go find a specific building that's going to be relevant to that skill. So chemistry, you're obviously going to be digging around in a chem lab. Fabrication, you're going to start looking into 3D printers or potentially machine shops, but there's a bit of crossover between fabrication and machining, depending on what you're looking for. Our CAD is going to be specifically chemistry. So for those who don't know, our CAD was sold as a core building, and it does do a number of different things, roasting coffee beans, some things with some cooking related stuff. But the main purpose of the CAD is atmospheric. So we're going to be getting gases out of the air. And I believe some of our GDE creators are specifically focusing on what our CAD is for. Excuse me. So getting more nitrogen, argon, maybe building some tasks out that are specifically for that, not just capturing CO2. So that'll be kind of interesting to dive into. You can always rent stamina or buy signets. Yes, absolutely. If Martisans could... Oh, yeah. Sorry, I missed this. Why can't Martisans make signets? Raising chickens is going to be isn't going to be possible, or those already double specialized unless they drop one. Yes, you'll need to drop a specialization if you want to specifically be a chicken farmer. Or you can purchase the signets on the market. Martisans are not going to be acquiring signets. There's already going to be a vast supply of signets. You can either choose to specialize or buy from the people who do specialize. Million on Mars is going to get more and more specialized into very specific skill sets, and you're going to want to be the person who does those skill sets. For example, anyone can charge power cores, but the people who have high-level electrical are the only people who can do more efficient charging of cores. So nobody else can produce cheap power cores at this level unless they actually specialize in electrical. I think there's a pretty huge supply of signets compared to the use cases for signets right now, yes. You can always rent stamina, yes. Still cannot make my own apprentice upwards robotics and machining tools because it needs 2 certain levels, and you cannot use 2 Martisans on 1 tool. Yes. You would have to train up multiple skills if you want to be someone who is making tools. Tools are something that I think require a fair bit of, well, that's like the highest level, but if we look at like, that's novice aerospace, where's like expert, all of our expert requires specific knowledge. More players, And yes, so the more players there are with not that many use cases tends to increase the supply, and the more use cases exist, the more the supply will go down. Currently, like, there's a lot of use cases for fabrication signets in a lot of the different packs, but there's also a lot of people who, oh, we get some decent, yeah, sorry, a lot of people who are producing fabrication signets as well. So, a mismatch, like an oversupply, despite a lot of places to use them. We're just looking at, we broke a lot of rovers recently, training our robotics all the way up to 199. Got a bounce. Yeah, have a good one, Digital Wisdom. Thanks for tuning in. We could start doing this and hopefully acquire... Yeah, I think we should start salvaging a lot of the rovers that we have. Look at Apprentice, Robotics, and Machining. They need 2 skills at the same time. Yes. Why do we want robotics at 99? Well, we're going to train everything to 99. Oh, we should also make some radiation gauges. So, if anyone hasn't seen these yet, these are going to be needed in creating thorium reactors. Yeah, the plan is to just eventually max out all of our skills, just everything leveled up as much as we can. We're gonna repair, we have a lot of broken rovers. I didn't really realize how many we had kicking around, so we're gonna start salvaging a bunch of those, and probably start building them ourselves again. We need a little more stamina to finish up what we're working on there. Got some extra broken rovers we could sell. Yeah, we could probably sell some broken rovers if people are looking for them. But I mean, we're also sort of hoarding our rovers right now, because if anyone's around on the Discord and they're active, they've seen a lot of leaks come in for stuff about rovers. So we're sort of saving them up and getting ready and like mostly acquiring parts, because we don't know exactly what we're gonna need, or if we're gonna have, like, do we need to build new rovers, or are we using the exploring and hauling ones that we already have? Yeah, our battle rover is gonna be like 2 chassis and like a whole pile of wheels and a bunch of stuff. So, release spoilers? We don't have spoilers. I'm not the spoilers guy. So yeah, right now we're just gonna repair all these rovers ourselves. And we'll truck on ahead from there. 12 chassis, 42 wheels, and 1 machine gun. Yeah, so for anyone who watched the most recent leaks, we did see Eric talking about like a bunch of those images that were created of like the lasers and the different guns that you strap onto your battle robots. I don't know if we have any packs to open, Arthur, but we could have a look. Yeah, we've got 1 Roverworks pack. What is this? Legendary is the best chance? We could just open a Legendary Roverworks. That'd be cool. Though the last thing we opened, we did just hit a Mythic, so I think we would need to even out some luck, right? We just opened a Mythic. It kind of has to go, you know, up and down from one to the other. It can't just all be the best ones back to back. Okay, we'll take a rare, though. Yeah, sounds okay to me. Rare's not a bad pull at all. We do have giveaways already lined up for today. Like we said at the beginning, we have a little shout out for Adratica Guild, as they did donate a Gen 3 Epic Engineering Bay for us to give away. I do just like opening packs as well, so I will sometimes go in here and just search for like the Gen 3 packs that people make and purchase these and just rip them open. We don't need greenhouses, and like how much are people selling some of them for? Don't need CAD. That's really cheap for that engineering bay recipe. That's wild to me. Mining rig packs. Now that's a cool... Oh, that's the recipe. We don't need the recipe. We want the packs themselves. These are all the recipes. Huh. We have some packs here at the end. This is the Roverworks packs that we make ourselves. I mean, we could open up some more of these. Oh, thank you. Rusty rigs we should be doing regularly. This is my... Here you go, new players. Definitely don't press this button. So this is a 20 dusk cost, and usually it's just going to give you tiny amounts of regolith and ice. It is not a good button to press. But sometimes you could win a mining rig or a Roverworks. Nice, expensive buildings. We haven't won on stream this year, but we have won in the past. And like it says here, very, very low % chance. Most of the time, you're going to get massive losses. It's going to cost you a lot more to eventually roll to get the prize than it is to just go to the market and buy a Roverworks. If we go look at a Roverworks building, like 1,500, 1,800, and I think on average you're gonna pay 2,000 rolling, and that's if you get lucky. Push the button day one. Yep, sounds about right. Mining rig I think is even, is it gonna be higher or lower? No Gen 3 mining rigs, but there you go. Okay, it's a little bit higher. Basically the same as petting cricket. Mostly problematic. Sometimes no bloodshed. Yeah. She's thankfully gone mostly to sleep there now. But yeah, so I think we've talked about most of the basics here for new players coming in. So we've explored all of our basic buildings. We looked at our water filters. We can use our ice, our power. We've looked at our greenhouses where we can use the seeds that we buy from the market, and we looked at getting that soil from the composter. And we looked at acquiring our power from a solar panel, where we just plug in those basic power cells and stamina, and we get power cells, full power cells back. Charging those power cells is going to take a long time. You may just buy them from the market and then sell the empty power cells. But like we said, you're going to lose the 5% in the process of buying and selling your power cells. But you can see that cost is just going to cost you the difference of about 1 dusk from empty to full. Which is roughly, you know, if people can produce stamina for less than 1 dusk, then you could be profiting just charging power cells and selling them. But this is going to be pretty tiny margins, and that 5% is going to matter, and it's a pretty saturated market because everybody needs power cells. I suppose we don't have a pack ready to go. We could, however, open up, you know, some degen packs, like a small % chance to just get a composter pack. Hey, I like aerospace experience though. That's pretty cool. Why do you prefer power cells over energy cores? Oh, that's an easy one. We can talk about that here in just a second. Yeah, give me that composter pack at 250, please. Oh, no. Give me... We'll open... Silver composter pack? Yeah, we'll grab one of those to open and give away as well. Oh, okay, that worked though. Okay, why do we prefer power cells over energy cores? So every single building is powered with power cells. If we go into the building, we actually need to install a specific kit. It's a pretty large expense to be able to use energy cores in this building. Once we have the kit installed, we could be using energy cores. But using energy cores is not a very efficient method. The amount of power you get and what it takes, it's just not feasible to run regular buildings with power cores. However, aerospace buildings, the big, expensive buildings that are the latest expansion and they're really like end game for players right now, these have to be recharged with cores, which is why people care about energy cores. You just need them for aerospace buildings. They only operate on energy cores. And anyone can get energy cores, but they're made a lot more efficiently by players with high levels of electrical. Now, I think... yeah, we're not quite done these aerospace missions, so we don't quite have enough experience to keep leveling our aerospace. And yeah, maybe in the future there will be other large buildings that run on only power cores as well. So we'll have to wait and see what's going on there. Okay, we're going to open this guy up. If it's anything, we will give this away if it is a uncommon to legendary. We'll keep the mythic this time. When we hit the mythic again, we'll keep it this time. And if it's a common, we're not going to bother throwing it into the giveaway. Also on the market, Power Cell Energy is a bit cheaper. Yep, this, that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we'll give away anything between uncommon and legendary, and we'll hold this one and this one. Alright. And we've also got that epic engineering bay. This power icons could use an update. Yeah, we could also dig into that as well. Okay, so we'll just pop this guy open. Yeah, okay. We have to go back and forth, right? We get a common, then we get a mythic, then we get a common, then we get a mythic. Okay, so we'll hold on to that common. That's fine. But, however, we will set up a giveaway here for an epic Gen 3 engineering bay. Where's our buttons? Here's our buttons. Add a giveaway, custom giveaway for a Gen 3 epic engineering bay. And we'll say that you have 2 minutes to get your name in. And if you haven't been here before and you've never joined a giveaway, we try to give away stuff to our regular viewers, people who tune in all the time. Exclamation mark raffle gets your name put into the giveaway. If you've never been here before, say hi. Let us know what your name is, how you found us, how you got here. And make sure you tune into the Discord over there sometime. Yeah, we need to, with the anticipation of, oh, and you need to be following the channel in order to win. Can't win if you're not following. We do want to also look at, picking up some researches for our specific, I plan on training electrical. So I'm happy to buy a bunch of these. And I'm planning on training, what do I have? Electrical and fabrication is my other one. So I want to buy artisan fabrication as well. I don't know if they even sell at this price. No, looks like not much. Can we buy artisan electrical at 2,000? Exclamation mark raffle is what puts your name in the draw, yes. Waffle is a running joke from a lot of other players who have been hanging out in the chat for a really long time. Yeah, it looks like neither of those are selling at those prices, but we'll leave those buy orders up in case anyone wants to sell for that. Yeah. Alright. Hey, Thurs, just tuning in, just in time. Got 10 seconds left to get your name in the draw. Exclamation mark raffle for your chance to win an epic Gen 3 engineering bay. Hey, there you go. Jeff just snuck in as the timers are closing and everybody is done. Alright, we will do our draw here, and then we'll ship these over to the YouTube, put some stuff over somewhere else, and then we got some buildings to work on today. Alright, our winner for today, thank you for tuning in, is... Hey! That's pretty funny. What would you like us to do, sir? Okay, we'll grab your wax address. Thank you so much. Your own guild is sponsoring your own giveaway. Yep. Alright. We will make sure we get that sent over. And thank you everybody for tuning in. This will obviously be over on the YouTube afterwards, as it always is. You can watch it there, and the VOD will be up on Twitch for about another week or so. And if you're not already tuned in, make your way over to the Discord, come say hi. And yeah, we'll catch everybody next Friday, and I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Alright. We'll see everybody around the Discord. We might tune in some voice chats today, tomorrow, and let people know what's going on, but definitely some more buildings, some fun stuff coming pretty soon. Alright, hope everybody has a good one, and we'll catch you another time. Later.